The debate has become clouded. What is better, an all-terrain or a mud-terrain tire? Which side of the fence are you on? While there has never been a clear winner in this argument, there are many factors to take into account. Highway versus off-road miles, weather conditions, terrain, road surfaces are just a few. But with the launch of the new Thompson Baja ATZ3 all-terrain tire, the line between ATs and MTs is blurred. While technically an all-terrain tire, the Baja ATZ3 is actually a hybrid all-terrain tire with many features more commonly found on mud-terrain tires. For example, the rubber compound is new and softer than normally found on AT tires. This improves grip under all conditions. That usually means wear accelerates and the tire is more susceptible to cuts and chipping. But the new rubber compound was engineered to improve wear characteristics, reduce cutting and chipping, but still provide improved traction. The engineers also paid close attention to the groove design. The smaller void ratio, or the gaps between the tread blocks, on most AT tires means that muddy dirt and snow can build up in the tread and reduce tire grip. The Baja ATZ3 all-terrain tire features a groove design which improves self-cleaning and reduces wear. The void ratio is a little larger in the Baja ATZ compared to other all-terrain tires. This gives the tire tread a much more aggressive look. The sidewalls are also much more aggressive, featuring deep side biters for better traction on side slopes, rocks, and other situations where the traction of the sidewall makes a big difference. The sidewalls also feature what Mickey Thompson refers to as the polyply 3-ply sidewall construction. One of the big selling features of mud-terrain tires is the aggressive look of the tire, and that is a significant factor in selecting off-road tires for your rig. The Mickey Thompson Baja ATZ all-terrain tire looks much more like an MT than an AT, so much so that it will make buying an all-terrain tire an easier choice for the hardcore 4x4 crowd. But then the real key is how the tires perform both on the highway and on the trails. I've been fortunate enough to test many tires over the years. Several years ago, we conducted an extensive all-terrain tire comparison test. We added a set of MT tires to get a baseline for comparison. In 21 different tests, there were only 3 tests where the mud terrain was better than any of the all-terrains. These included mud, sand, and hard-packed snow. In these cases, the larger void ratio, softer rubber compound, and big tread blocks allow the tire tread to dig into the surface more easily. In all of the other tests, including snow on dirt trails, wet highways, rock crawling, side slopes, and hill climbs, the all-terrain tires were superior. Mostly this was attributed to the smaller void ratio, meaning more tire contact patch on the ground, and therefore more traction was available. Since conducting those tests, I have been a fan of all-terrain tires from a performance perspective, but not a fan of the look. Now with the Mickey Thompson Baja ATZ3 all-terrain tire, that has changed. They look great, but at the end of the day, it's performance that really counts, both on the highway and on the trails. To determine performance, we have run the Mickey Thompson Baja ATZ3 all-terrain tires in several situations, from hardcore rock crawling to wet street and highway driving. We tested the 37 by 1250 R17 LT on the MT Metal Series MM366 17-inch diameter by 19-inch wide wheels. The tire section width is 13.1 inches and the tread width is 10.4 inches. So let's jump ahead to our overall impression before we discuss the individual tests. These are great tires in all off-road situations and really good on the highway. If you use your four-wheel drive on the highway, especially as a daily driver like we do, then street and highway performance is important. Living in the mountains, good handling in wet and dry conditions is really critical. The design and rubber compound combined with a smaller void ratio than a traditional MT tire makes the Mickey Thompson Baja ATZ an exceptional asphalt performer. Sure, an ultra-high performance street tire may have more grip, but would be pretty useless on the trails. We have yet to try the ATZ in the snow, but based on the conditions we have tried, expecting good snow performance is no stretch at all. One of our test hills incorporates a section which approaches a 40-degree slope. We have never made it up this very slippery, loose dirt slope without lockers using any tire. Some tires have not made it to the top at all. The Baja ATZ All-Terrains made it with no issues, no wheel spin with the lockers. The descent down the slope gets your attention. To conduct a true test, we do not use the hill assist on our 2013 JK Rubicon Unlimited test vehicle. Rear tire lockup while steering on this steep of a slope can cause the rig to get sideways, which can lead to a deadly rollover. There is so little weight on the rear tires that lockup occurs easily with any kind of steering input. A sensitive foot on the brake pedal is important, but even more important is the tire traction and the control of the tire. While we did experience some minor rear tire locking, it was easily corrected and very controllable. The Baja ATZ scores very high marks on steep slopes both up and down. Traction is crucial on side slopes. A combination of tread and sidewall traction is needed to navigate serious ruts. In our test, the ruts look really easy even though they demand good traction. The Baja ATZ provided great traction in all side slope and rutted conditions. always believed that a really good AT tire is better for rock crawling than the equivalent MT, at least in dry conditions. The Baja ATZ Hybrid AT actually takes that theory a step further. With a smaller void ratio than a typical mud terrain and a softer rubber compound than a typical all-terrain, the Baja ATZ is great in the rocks. Add the aggressive sidewall design, and slipping sideways off a steep rock is much less likely. While good traction is critical climbing up rocks, it is at least as important going down steep rocks and ledges. Good traction allows the driver to control descent and drop-off speed. This minimizes a lock-up slide down a rock face with a possible hard hit as the bumper catches up. Mickey Thompson's Baja ATZ P3 works as well as any tire I've used in all of these conditions. The Mickey Thompson Baja ATZ P3 is possibly the best compromise between a great all-purpose trail tire and an excellent tire for the street and highway. It is perfect for the daily driver who wheels on the weekends or the hardcore wheeler who must drive their rig to work on asphalt most days. Over time, this tire could prove to be a real game changer for the multi-use off-road vehicle.